Gold is the safe haven asset of the world, and it comes in many shapes and sizes. We're going to show you what that looks like today. So if you're considering buying your first gold piece, you'll know exactly what to expect. So you can see here in front of me, I have a small mountain of gold bars and coins. We have everything from very small fractional gold pieces to very large gold bullion. This is a lot of gold, and we have some really unique and some really big gold pieces here today, and we're really excited to share them with you. So let's start with the smallest fractional gold size you can get, a 1/2 gram of gold. Now, fractional gold is popular for a few reasons. It's more affordable, and if you do end up needing to liquidate your gold holdings, you have more control over how much is liquidated when it's fractional. Now, this is the smallest fractional piece that you can get. You can see what that looks like in my hand. Look at that, it's right on my fingertip. It takes about half of it. And you can see what that looks like compared to a ballpoint pen. And I actually have both a bar and a coin in this size. Let me see. And although they're different shapes, they're both the same amount of gold. One's thinner than the other, so it looks a little larger. When people are considering dipping their toes into gold, they might look at the small size first just to get a feel for it. And this is really what that's going to look like. So the next size up is 1 gram of gold, and it's twice the weight of the 1/2 gram of gold. Now, grams aren't the most popular fractional pieces, and one reason for that is that the spot price of gold is determined in troy ounces. So it's a little bit less convenient to calculate the value as compared to, fractional gold that's measured in troy ounces. So you could see here again, these are both 1 gram, and in this case, the round one looks a little larger, and that's just because of the design and the thickness of them. So you can also get 10 gram, 20 gram, 50 gram, and 100 gram gold bullion pieces. We won't show those today, but just know there are options if you do prefer the grams. As we go through this demonstration, I'm going to take the time to kind of lay out the different pieces so you can get a feel for them and see what they look like. And I'm going to describe how they feel too. Those pieces that I just picked up were so light, it was like holding a feather. Now that might seem kind of funny, but if you've never bought gold before, or you've never bought one of these specific sizes before, you don't always know what to expect. And again, these two smaller pieces, very, very light. So this weighs a gram, another common household object that only weighs a gram. It's a paper clip, or a US dollar bill. So that should give you an idea of how much gold is here and how much it weighs. If you wanted to pick up a piece that felt a bit more substantial, you might want to save up for a larger size. And that's why we are going to move to the 1/10 ounce gold bullion. And I also have 1/10 ounce over here in bar form. So here we have a gold American Eagle, and we have a gold bar from our secondary market assortment. It's an extremely popular size. It's a little over 3 times the mass of the 1 gram pieces that we just looked at. Something that's actually kind of important for you folks that are new to this. Troy ounces are about 10% heavier than kitchen ounces, and they feel a little more substantial. Moving on from the 1/10 ounce, we also have a 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce American Gold Eagle coins. And again, these are popular fractional coins, and they're popular for much the same reason as the smaller ones. comes down to affordability. There we go. Make sure you guys can see those together. Now, generally, the smaller you go in size, the higher your premium is going to be. This is because the cost to produce larger coins and bars is lower than the cost to produce smaller ones. So the ½ ounce and quarter ounce sizes tend to be more popular for those who are looking for value, but also want to hold something that just feels a little more substantial. So you can see how that looks compared to a ballpoint pen. Now, to give another example, a modern day US quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A quarter ounce gold eagle, right here, weighs 7.7 grams. And a ½ ounce gold eagle is coming in at a little over 15.5 grams. It's close to the same weight as 3 quarters. You definitely start to feel the heft a little bit. And if you're a tactile person, you'll start to get a little bit more enjoyment out of these sizes. It's also easier to see the design, and picking up and handling gold, it becomes less of an issue. There's just more surface area to grip. It's just a little easier to manipulate and maneuver, especially if you're wearing gloves, as I am. The luster is more visible, and again, that's also because there's more surface area. Can catch the light, reflects it. So let's move up to the 1 ounce size. So this is the meat and potatoes of the gold world. 1 troy ounce gold coins and bars. If you check the spot price of gold, it's going to show you the gold value of this size in particular. Now, if you are buying gold, you're also going to have to factor in the premium. And again, for those who are new, the premium is the cost added on so mints and retailers can afford to operate. Now, again, 1 troy ounce, this is the most common size. If you're getting into gold or silver and you want to stay standard, this is the standard. The first thing people say when they pick up a troy ounce of gold is, wow, that's heavy. And they're just used to picking up much less dense coins. Troy ounces are a little over 31 grams in weight, has a very substantial feel to it. You can see how it compares to some of the other items on the table. Now, you might be wondering about the plastic case on the gold bar. This is called TEP. That's short for tamper-evident packaging. Now, if you do ever decide to invest in gold or silver, any other precious metal, for example, and you buy that metal inside of TEP, we recommend that you just leave it in the case. The TEP provides a layer of protection for the gold, and it's worth a little more because of it. And there are other storage options that are equally as popular. So let's move on to some less common sizes. So here we have a 5 ounce sample. Now, we weren't able to scrounge up a 2 ounce gold coin or bar. That's something you might be able to buy from some mints. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a 2 ounce gold bar outside of a couple vintage pieces from private mints. Now, because the 2 and 5 ounce varieties are a little rarer, you'll find these are often used for collectible pieces. Then there's this 5 ounce piece with Winston Churchill on it. It comes with a box and a certificate of authenticity, often referred to in shorthand as a COA. Now, collectible gold and silver usually carries a higher premium because it's a collectible piece, and usually because it has a lower mintage as well. The larger the coin is, the better you can impress people with stunning design. So that's part of the reason that you tend to see collectibles in this size more so than bullion pieces. Provides a bigger canvas, if you will. Here's a couple of 10 ounce bullion pieces right here. The bar is an APMEX branded bar. These are very popular, sell a lot of them. 10 ounce bullion pieces have been really sought after since the pandemic began, And we think the popularity of the size just has to do with people wanting to store a lot of wealth in an efficient way. Now, one of these bars is worth around $20,000 right now. And in the 10-ounce size for coins, we tend to find more collectible and numismatic type pieces than we do bullion. I'm actually not sure why that is, but it's a pretty common trend around the industry. Okay, now this is the really fun stuff. 1 kilogram gold pieces. And yes, these are heavy. You will not be putting this in your pocket and walking around with it. Now this is a kilogram, so it's 1,000 grams. And it's big, it's beautiful, it's expensive. This Gothic crown coin was $121,000 the last time I checked. I'm actually kind of afraid to touch it a little bit, but it's really cool. This is not something your typical gold buyer will get into. This is a showstopper, and it's not just a kilogram of gold, like, oh, this is just a kilogram of gold. This is a collectible piece, and so it has that collectible premium to it. And so, looking at the kilogram gold bar from Pamp Swiss, this weighs the exact same as the one I just showed you. Last time I checked, it was clocking in around $65,000. So that should give you some idea of the price difference between collectibles and numismatics and bullion. And again, anything that's collectible, it's usually referred to as numismatic or semi-numismatic in the industry. If you're interested in gold for its history as much of its function as a store of wealth, you'll probably want to check out vintage gold pieces. And if you're trying to store wealth and don't care about anything else, you'll probably want to check out gold bullion. Now, why would I share these massive and crazy expensive gold pieces with you when the vast majority of the world is not buying these? Obviously, because they're just so expensive, they're out of reach. Well, because it's kind of cool. Most people never get to see this stuff. And most people don't realize they actually can go buy a big gold bar like this. And I think it provides some really great context and appreciation for the 1 ounce and the 10-ounce pieces. I'll give you a comparison point there. You know, these massive gold bars and coins are pretty neat, but the 1 ounce and the 10-ounce quantities tend to be much more practical for the average gold buyer. That's all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.